few minutes. Hope everyone's doing well today.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Steve.
How you feeling?
Still kind of the same, honestly. Not really 100%
Yeah,
yet, but slowly.
that sucks. Hopefully soon. Hopefully before your trip.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you? How's the bird?
Pretty good. Bird is yeah, starting to fly a little bit better, 4 or 5 feet, and really interesting, man. I'm shocked how smart this bird is, and I looked it up, and I guess they're smarter than dogs.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm he's mimicking me. He's really social. He watches me a lot, through the window.
Right.
And he tries to hang out. He's really a interesting guy.
That's amazing.
Hmm. Yeah, and he's been lucky for us so far, right? So we'll
So
keep
far,
him
so
around.
good. We gotta keep him for now.
So far so good.
We'll get started here in a few minutes, guys.
How's everyone doing? Yeah, Phil, I need to teach him how to trade. He'll probably trade better than me.
Morning, good morning. Get started here in a few minutes. Back then, Lincoln Park was something to look for in small caps. I was wondering if Lincoln Park is still something you look at, or is it another institution? I mean, these days, most of these companies are scamming. So there's not one universal type of like scammer, I suppose, anymore. Morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. So, give me a second here. All right, just doing another audio check if everyone can hear me all right. All right, let's get started. So, morning everyone. Welcome back to live trading. If this is your first time on live trading, welcome. We are using the webinars channel in Slack to communicate. The way that we structure live trading is pretty simple. We talk about what's working in the market, what's not, build the watch list live, and we trade the watch list live. So, here's kind of where I'm at so far. Wait, wrong month. Let's pull up. So here's where I'm at so far for the month, $48,000. Not really too bad. Can't really complain. I've had the flu for like half the month, so that's been really, really annoying. But on a pretty good green streak. Pretty much have had all green days this entire month. I got 2 more trading days left before I leave. My cousin is getting married in Cancun So I'm going to be gone Friday to Monday. Monday, the market is closed. And then that next week is my brother's 30th birthday. So I'm going to be in Bahamas. So pretty much got 2 more trading days left of the month. You know, last month was super, super choppy for me. You know, you guys can see it right here, but you know, last month was super, super choppy for me. You know, green day, red day, green day, red day. And it's just been super frustrating. But you can see that the market action this month was already so much better. You know, I'm not really stressed this month. I'm not really pissed off this month. I've been actually trading really, really well this month. So the main thing here, guys, is that like what I want to remind you all is the market is based on opportunity, right? Don't get me wrong, I would love to show up and make $100,000 every single day, but there's not a $100,000 opportunity every single day, you know? So coming into today, same plan as always. You know, I just want to take it slow. You know, I don't want to get in front of myself and get myself into any trouble. You know what I'm saying? The main thing for me is when I trade well, it just adds up, right? You know, you look at these days, you see $700 day, $1,000 day, $74 day, you know, and then all of a sudden, a couple good days in between, you know, is where it adds up to $48,000, you know? So the reality is this, guys, you know, the market has been pretty active this year. But the activity in the market this year has just been a lot more difficult and a lot more choppy. Some of the biggest opportunities this year, silver, gold, oil, car, you know, for half of them, I was sick. And the other half, I underperformed, you know? So the reality is this, guys. The reality is this. Your job as a trader is just to show up and stick to the process. Everyone wants to show up and make millions of dollars. I want to show up and make millions of dollars, but you have to always ask yourself, is there a $1 million opportunity today? And 9 out of 10 times it's no. Just show up, get a couple scalps under your belt, make your money, and walk away. I mean, you guys see it more than anyone else. I trade for 1 hour a day. I have this P&L sheet here for the last 3 years live trading. 3 years. It goes all the way back to September 2023. 3 years of live trading P&Ls that you guys are seeing non-stop, non-stop, non-stop. You know what I'm saying? So the reality is this. The reality is this. Slow and steady adds up. People, when I first started trading, I always thought that the best way to make money is you had to be the guy with $1 million account, right? Because if you have that $1 million account or even a $100,000 account, I was like, bro, trading is going to be so much easier. I got way more money. I got so much shit I can do. But what I've found is a smaller account is actually way better because it is less risk. This day and age, man, the brokers are giving you 4 times leverage. You know, with a 50K account, you could have 200K in buying power. That is fucking plenty, bro. That is fucking plenty, you know? And I'm not saying that you have to go all in on every single trade, but dude, you don't need $1 million account anymore. You don't even need a $100,000 account anymore for the things that we trade, you know? If you think about, like, logically, I don't know, like a $5 stock. A $5 stock, if you're using 5,000 shares, is 25K. You know, 25K is nothing if you have a 50K account with 4 times leverage, you know? So the point that you have to remember is less is better, less is more. You know, I'm not here trading multi-million-dollar accounts. I'm not here trading freaking a $10 million account and making, you know, 0.00001% every day. You know, usually I trade with 50 to 70 grand. And if there's a big opportunity, you know, I'll wire into my account, but that is very far and few between. Most of the time, I'm just trading with 50 to 70K. Sometimes I let it grow more, but the reality is, like, I don't need much more. I really don't need much more, you know? So the reality is, yeah, I took a $35,000 account to $1 million in 2 months. I have that spreadsheet somewhere. I got to find it. But anyway, the point is, guys, that understand that slow and steady adds up. You know, you will not become a millionaire by having home run days every single day. Home run days are very far and few between. So please keep that in mind. keep that in mind, is your job as a trader is just to take it slow, stack up a couple wins under your belt, trade well, and the rest will follow. So when I come in, yeah, this is probably it. Let me see, is this it? Yeah, this is it. Yeah, so this is when I took the small account from $35,000 to $1 million in 55 days. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. Anyway, so my mindset is this, guys. Every day that I show up to the market, I have no idea what to expect, man. I have no idea what to expect. I just show up every single day, and my goal is just to stay alive, because I know that if I stay alive, my process will reward me, you know? The problem that I see, I was actually thinking about this last night before I went to bed, is most new traders, you know, do not trust the strategy or do not trust the process because they have not seen it work over and over again. It's like saying, I don't know, man, like, I don't know, it's like, it's hard. I can't really think of an analogy right now. It usually kind of comes to me pretty instantaneously, but it's almost like, you know, you've been doing something. If you see it happen, you believe that it's possible, right? So it's like the 4-minute mile. No one really thought that the 4-minute mile was possible until one guy did it. And the next guy did it. And the guy after that did it. And all of a sudden, you start to believe in the process. So sometimes when these stocks are bouncing, sometimes when they're going to resistance, sometimes when I'm scaling in, you know, maybe a more inexperienced trader would be like, dude, what the hell is this guy doing? But for me, I've seen the pattern happen 10,000 times. If you see the same pattern happening 10,000 times, you start to believe it. You know, it's like the Bao example, right? You know that Bao is drunk when he starts slurring his words, right? So you want to stay 6 feet apart from him. You know that George is drunk when you start to see a vein in his forehead. You stay 10 feet away from him. So once you see it happening over and over and over again, you know exactly how to react. So the biggest thing that I think a lot of new traders struggle with is screen time. It's the lack of screen time. You have not been in front of the computer long enough. You have not seen the setup long enough. You haven't seen it happen over and over again. You know, after trading for 12 years, 12 and a half years, where the fuck is the time going? But after trading for 12 years, you start to see the same thing happen again, and you're just like, God damn it, dude, that's it. That's all I need to do. And the game of trading is actually just a game of pattern recognition. If you think about it logically, all you're trying to do is show up and see if that pattern is there. If the pattern is there, you trade. If the pattern is not there, you don't trade. The problem occurs that when a pattern is not there, you try to create and force a pattern, right? So that's what you have to remember about the markets, guys. Remember that your job is just pattern recognition. I'm not showing up to try to make money every day. I'm showing up to see if my pattern is there to execute on. And if my pattern is not there, in the past, I would start trading fucking anything, right? I would start trading anything. So that's what you have to remember, as at a high level, this is just a game of pattern recognition, man. You know, that's it. That's it. So show up, stick to the process, and that's it. So with that being said, let's get started with building the watch list. As you guys know, the way that we build the watch list is we always go to the previous day's watch list and we build from there. So let's start. Okay. So, first things first is, give me a sec. Sorry, I'm still like recovering from my sickness. It's just crazy. We look at the previous day's watch list. The reason why we look at the previous day's watch list is we don't want to miss anything. You know, there's still setups from the previous day that, you know, might still be in play today, you know? So where the hell is my watch list? Okay, here we go. Microsoft. So Microsoft rotation out of semis and into large cap names. What ended up happening is we got a really good bounce on this Microsoft, and then it just ended up crapping out, right? Sorry, one sec, my chart's bugging out. So we got a really good bounce on this Microsoft yesterday, and then it just ended up crapping out. The reason why it ended up crapping out is because the memory names started to rebid and re-go up. So the entire thesis was that if the memory names continue to go down, money will rotate into some of these software names. So what ended up happening is as Micron was going down, Microsoft went up. And then as Micron went up, Microsoft went down. You know, so the nail and bail mindset is always key. So going into today, I'm not really that interested in Microsoft anymore. I don't really think that there's much opportunity. Now it kind of looks like a failed breakout, so no interest really there. Give me a second here. Next is CISS. CISS, nothing really there. You know, volume is shot. Ruby. So Ruby, I was actually really excited to short this stock until the locates were through the roof. So this was probably one of my top watches to trade. And then the locates were just pretty large and expensive. So, you know, my thought process is, you know, I mean, you can't really chase these things. You know, the locates are so expensive. I kind of came back to the thing. It was like, if I remember correctly, the locates were like 60 cents or 70 cents. And in hindsight, you know, it looks very, very good that, you know, it went down. But, you know, in case you were wrong, paying that locate fee and being wrong is just a large risk. So I kind of stayed away from it. Obviously, it's completely broken now. So nothing really there. INM, $1 stock, just kind of chopped around. Nothing there. WNW, I said to avoid this yesterday because it's a Chinese name. It ended up kind of bouncing up and just kind of doing a whole lot of nothing. So nothing really there. So pretty much the stocks from yesterday are pretty much not in play. Nothing's really happening. Let's see what's moving today. AMST. I mean, like, look, if it bounces, you know, previous support acted as resistance around $2. So you can see support, resistance. So $2 would probably be a solid spot. Maybe 250. You know, not too convinced on this. Oh, look, Tom said the exact same thing. AMST, $2, 250 to scale it short. VIDA. VIDA broke its stock. You know, if we get a bounce towards VWAP, you know, it'll be good. So probably like, I don't know, I'd say 320s, 350, and 375. 320, 350, 375 for sure. VIDA is an IPO. Yeah, shit. Slim pickings out there. Hey, you guys see anything else moving? PETZ, pets. I don't know what the hell is going on with these things. These moves are happening very, very much so more often, guys. You know, when you see a move like this of a stock going from like literally, I don't know, 80 cents to $8, that is an algo that makes a mistake, right? So someone has a short bias algo, they end up shorting. They end up shorting too big and there's no liquidity to get out and they just jam this thing higher. Oh, AMST is short prohibited. That sucks. Okay, so we got cooked there. So no borrow. You know, new IPO. So you can see already the top plays of the day, like AMST, no borrow, VIDA, new IPO. So it might be kind of looking like a potential no trade day. I don't know if there's anything else moving. MWC. You know, what the hell is this? This is not. No, thank you.
Maybe SUGP.
SUGP. Yeah, I mean, this would be nice if it bounces like to red to green, I guess. You know, you can see today's slim picking. So let's just review this real quick. VIDA. Yeah, I put VIDA on there. So let's just recap this real quick. Out of all the plays that we saw today, ask yourself one question. Is today a day to size up or is today a day to size down? So that's what you should be asking yourself every single day that you show up to the market, man. Is this a day to size up or is this a day to size down? It is very clearly, obviously, a size down day. Why is it a size down day? Because there's nothing really happening, man. So exactly like I mentioned at the start of this live trading, is I'm showing up and trying to see if there is a pattern that fits my process. If there is no pattern that fits my process, I do not want to force trades, you know? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. MWC, this is just really, really trappy. So MWC, I would say, is potential money flow. Hot stock of the day. Ignoring short. So whenever you see a move like this, where it goes from like 5 to 25, collapses all the way back down, and then comes back as if nothing happened, that is so risky, man. Because a lot of people are going to say, oh, this thing is dead, I'm going to short it, I'm going to short it. And what ends up happening is it just kind of reclaims and comes back to life. So in my opinion, man, this has more risk than it has reward, you know? So that's what you have to remember here is, you know, these things, just because it is moving does not make it a good trade. You know, just because it's bouncing doesn't make it a good trade. You need to have the right setup, the right opportunity. And what's going to end up happening is on a day like today, people are like, oh, nothing's moving. I'm going to start trading Bitcoin. I'm going to start trading Amazon options. You know, you're just like, what the hell is going on? So certain days are better to have no trade days, right? Certain days are better to have no trade days. How do I know this? Because after trading for 12 years and after having many, many slow days and gambling away my profits, gambling away my money on the slow days, I found that I actually make more money by not trading on the slow days. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'll pass the baton over to Steve and we'll throw on his segment. Keep in mind, guys, a couple announcements is Cobra Trading is the same broker that I use, same broker that Steve uses, same broker that we all use in MIC. There's a very big promo going on right now where you get to have 30 days of free commissions, I think 60 days of free platform, 60 days additional live trading access, and we're going to be selecting 3 people to come to the New York Stock Exchange with me and have a private steak lunch. Additionally, on June 5th, Cobra is announcing that they're going to be dropping their minimum to $10,000. And if you have less than $10,000, they are going to be opening up a new brokerage with a $2,500 minimum for USA. So no more excuses. If you want the same locates, the same everything that we have at Cobra, I mean, dude, the opportunities now. So got about 5 minutes here until we get started live trading for MIC members. As always, if you guys are interested in upgrading or staying for longer, just direct message Steve on Slack, or if you're on YouTube, email us at stevenrh1@myinvestingclub.com, and I'll pass the baton over to you right now, Steve.
Cool. Sounds good. So I want to talk about generally live trading, right? Here's my thoughts. Here's a great graphic. If you guys have anything to add, feel free to chime in. Excuse me. Hopefully I'm not coming down with something.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah. So, you know, live trading, I mean, as Alex mentioned, we've been, you know, he's been live trading for about 3 years. I think, I don't know how long I've been kind of, you know, joining you on these. Maybe it's been a year or so. But these are a huge game changer. I mean, I could tell you guys, when I started trading, if I had the ability to watch a verified $1 million trader trade live every single day, I mean, I would have given my, you know, promised anything, right? I would have given anything to have that opportunity. I did it the slow way. I did it from, you know, buying courses from the wrong people, you know, trying to do Forex or crypto or all these scams. Finally, I joined MIC, and even joining MIC, which obviously is, you know, legit. Before live trading, you know, things take time, right? We had, you know, video library, main chat. We had the community support, moderators, and all that. But with the live trading, it's a huge, huge, huge shortcut. I mean, from day one, you could come in and you could see it done live, right? Imagine learning, I don't know, learning to drive from a book, right? Like how far, you know, how long would that take you? Never getting in a car, never watching somebody drive, you know, just reading it in a book. Like you would never know what's going on. You got to like get in the car, you got to see the expert driving, you know, you got to see how it goes, right? Or in Alex's case, I should say the race car driver, right? So you got to see how it goes. You got to watch it done. You got to, start with training wheels. You got to follow along. You got to do as the instructor teaches. That's, essentially what live trading is, right? So anyways, MIC is here to help you guys become a professional, self-sufficient trader. We've got all the resources needed to get you there. The live trades, as I keep alluding to, are a huge, huge shortcut. You're literally watching and trading alongside a verified $1 million trader in real time. Alex provides the insights, the plans, the watch list, the thesis, 20 minutes of planning before the market opens. So you've got, the ideas down, you've got all that. You could ask questions, obviously, in chat. So you're really trading alongside him. It's no different than if you were sitting next to him, right? So that being said, it's still on you to build a complete plan. We still need to define our sizing, define our risk management. Alex can't do that for you. He could tell you the watch list. He could tell you why he wants the short or long, but he can't tell you how many shares to use, right? So you've got to pin all that down for yourself. That's got to be based on your risk profile. For sizing, like I always say, if you're new or not yet consistent, keep it small. Think 100 shares until you've got at least a couple months of consistency. We want to stick to that small size. We want to set that max daily loss to no more than 100 if you're new or struggling, right? Understanding what starter size means. Oftentimes you guys will hear Alex say, I'm starting in small here. Starter size for Alex generally means very small. That could be 5 to 10% of the total amount of shares that he's willing to put on that trade, right? So the main problem I see is members DM me and they say, hey, I stopped out and I max loss and Alex was just starting and then he made a, bunch of money on this trade. And I said, that's because he started with 5% and you started with 50 or 100%, right? So it's all about sizing. You've got to be mindful of that. Obviously, like I, go over daily, we're never more than 30% size unless the trade confirms. You need to always wait for confirmation before adding. Confirmation is if you're short, under VWAP, backside. We only add when the trade's working, not when it's going against us, right? If you guys are new, obviously speak up. We've got a ton of resources. You guys could ask questions or get a mentoring call on the new members mentoring channel, platinum mentoring channel. We've got 25 plus moderators, workshop grads here to help you guys. For proper planning and risk management, we've got an entire channel to help you guys, participant workshop, and DM Phil and Yuchi if you guys want to get involved in their one-on-one mentoring group for a week. That said, if you guys have any questions on, anything that I'm talking about, any of these lessons, feel free to email me, feel free to DM me. If any of you listening on YouTube want any info or have any questions about MIC in general, StephenRH1@myinvestingclub.com. If you guys want to give us a shot with the trial month, also email me and we'll get you guys a great deal. Thanks, guys.
Cool. So we're going to cut off the stream on YouTube now and get to live trading for MIC members. So kind of looking at a little bit slower day. Goal is to stay safe. Oftentimes knowing what stocks to trade and knowing what stocks to avoid are very, very important. So coming into the day, let's take it slow. Let's stick to the process and the rest will follow. That's it.